Good morning, Lake Elsinore. I am Mayor Steve Manos, and I'd like to welcome you to our second annual Veterans Day Observance Ceremony. Veterans Day is a special day to honor the brave men and women that have or continue to serve to defend our freedom. Last year, the city proudly unveiled this beautiful Veterans Memorial as a permanent place to honor our courageous service members. Today, we recognize those who have nobly served and sacrificed. To those veterans who are here with us today, thank you. To the families of those who have served, thank you. And to those who have yet to serve, thank you for your eagerness to fulfill a patriotic duty to protect and serve. It is through this service that we are all afforded our life, liberty, and freedom. Now, I would like to invite some of our local veterans to step forward and raise the flag as we salute our veterans, which will be followed by Ms. Caitlin Nordland as she sings our national anthem in their honor. Please stand.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous flight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that a flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Let us pray. O sovereign ruler of the universe, we stand here in this beautiful valley that you have created. With wind and rain and sun, you have given us the gift of our land. We stand here among those you have called forward to protect the land that you have given to us. Veterans standing here, having partnered with you, Lord, to share the sacrifice it takes to hold on to your gift. Our families are blessed with freedoms that your veterans have fought to protect, to ensure those same freedoms are still around for the next generation. We ask that you bless all veterans today. Give them the protection that only you and your angels can provide. In the darkness of the night, be that light that shines forth. Bless, too, the families of the veterans. who also sacrifice each time their loved one has had to answer to the call of duty. Send your Spirit to comfort those who paid the ultimate sacrifice for our freedom. And let our appreciation here today become the comfort for the families of the fallen veterans. We ask this in your holy name. Amen.
Thank you. And now I'd like to introduce our keynote speaker for today. Captain Craig Duckworth is a retired captain from the U.S. Navy with more than 37 years of total military service. He proudly served in the United States Air Force also as a staff sergeant flying medical air evacuation before transferring to the Navy in 1985 as a lieutenant junior grade and retiring in 2013. As a Fleet Marine Force Planning, Operations, and Medical Intelligence Officer attached to the 1st Marine Expeditionary Force headquarters staff, he served as the IMEF Force Surgeon in direct support in 2003 for the 60,000 Marines invading Iraq during Operation Iraqi Freedom. Captain Duckworth is also served in joint military operations with all 5 branches of the service and is a life member of the Veterans of Foreign Wars. Please join me in welcoming this local hero, Captain Craig Duckworth. Thank you, sir, for being here with us today, and thank you for your service.
Thank you. We gather today to honor the men and women who have worn our nation's uniform. More importantly, we join together to thank our veterans for their service and their devotion to duty. Since 1776, whether they served in time of war or peace, America's veterans all share a common bond. Their unwavering belief in the cause of freedom, a belief so strong they were willing to give their lives, if need be, in its defense. Sadly, more than 1 million have made the ultimate sacrifice in combat or combat-related events. Today marks the 62nd year America has gathered in November to celebrate Veterans Day. But this solemn occasion goes back much further. It has its origins in World War I. In 1918, at the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month, the guns fell silent on Europe's muddy battlefields. President Woodrow Wilson called it the war to end all wars, and ordered that the armistice be commemorated in succeeding years. Then after the Korean War, President Dwight Eisenhower signed legislation renaming the holiday Veterans Day to salute all veterans, no matter when or where they served. While the name has changed over the years, its purpose remains unchanged, to remember the sacrifice of those who have died and to honor those who have served and are still with us. We owe so much to our veterans, and it is a debt we can never truly repay. We owe them our very way of life, our freedom to live, work, and raise our families as we please. The very least we can do is to honor their sacrifices and thank them for all they've done for our great country. President John Kennedy remarked, "Let every nation know, whether it wishes us well or ill, that we shall pay any price, bear any burden, meet any hardship, support any friend, oppose any foe, to assure that the survival and success of liberty." Veterans have been the guardians of that liberty. Veterans are this nation's unsung heroes. Their families and friends may have been the only ones who knew their names, who knew the sacrifices they made to serve our country. In peacetime especially, it was easy to forget that these men and women were on duty in lonely outposts around the world. Our veterans may have missed the births of their children, wedding anniversaries, and graduations. They have spent holidays in steaming jungles of Vietnam, searing sands in Iraq and Afghanistan, and the brutal cold in Bastogne and the frozen Chosin Reservoir, and on endless oceans and in skies around the world. It is truly fitting that today we enshrine and recognize the names of 57 of our fellow veterans at this Veterans Memorial. Their names impress forever on bricks of liberty as guardians of America's freedom. President Ronald Reagan once said, "Most of those who died in defense of our country were boys when they died, and they gave up two lives, the one they were living and the one that they would have lived. They gave up their chance to be husbands and fathers and grandfathers. They gave up everything for their country, for us. All we can do is remember." But fortunately, many more who served are still with us. We know them as our fathers and mothers, our uncles, or perhaps our next-door neighbors. They represent the finest men and women America has to offer. And for most, their time in uniform represents a defining moment in their lives. Military service gave these individuals a sense of commitment that lasts a lifetime. Whether they wore the uniform in wartime or peacetime, they felt a new sense of responsibility. They came to understand the price of freedom because they could put names and faces to it. Freedom was not just an abstract concept, it was the bond of loyalty they forged with their buddies in the ranks. One of our nation's most colorful veterans was General George Patton, whose birthday, ironically enough, falls on Veterans Day, November the 11th, 1885. After one spectacular battlefield victory in World War II, Patton said, "Compared to war, all other forms of human endeavor shrink in insignificance." War presents us with a grim paradox. It brings out both the worst and the best of mankind. Our veterans know only too well the dark side of humanity. Whether it was the horrors of Nazi concentration camps that were liberated by Allied soldiers, or the atrocities inflicted on our soldiers, sailors, Marines, and airmen in POW camps in Korea, Vietnam, or the savagely destructive improvised explosive devices in Iraq and Afghanistan. Not every veteran has seen combat, of course, but even in peacetime they face dangers that most other Americans never know. Hazardous nighttime training missions in high-speed aircraft, rescuing crew members from downed aircraft, or providing relief supplies after a natural disaster all come with elements of risk. But they have important jobs to do, and thank goodness we have always had young men and women ready to do them. Our veterans are living examples of what it means to be good citizens. They have given us a lifetime of service, and the country has been enriched by their contributions, both in and out of uniform. And speaking of citizen soldiers, we have increasingly called on the members of our National Guard and Reserve to serve in the lines of the global war on terrorism. In the city of Lake Elsinore, we are fortunate to have a mayor pro tem and city council members that are among our veterans, and like many of their former service members, continue to serve their community nobly. During the darkest days of the Cold War, men and women like Lake Elsinore Council member Darrell Hickman, then an airman first class, served in the Air Force from 1958 through 1961. His work helped to provide vital intelligence and collectively served to enable Presidents Eisenhower and Kennedy to curtail communist aggression around the world. Mayor Pro Tem Brian Tisdale served gallantly in the United States Marine Corps from 1980 through 2002 during Operation Desert Storm and retired as a Master Gunnery Sergeant. The Marines have a saying, once a Marine, always a Marine. Yesterday was the Marine Corps birthday, so Mayor Tisdale, may I extend a belated happy 240th Marine Corps birthday to you and your fellow Marines. Hoorah! General Omar Bradley said, "In war there is no prize for runner-up." Never was that more true than the global war on terrorism. Technology has changed considerably since the veterans of World War I and II fought against tyranny. Today we have smart bombs, satellite communication systems, drones, and stealth fighters and bombers that can enter enemy airspace cloaked in virtual invisibility. The business of warfare has become far more sophisticated. but one military asset has not changed: the character and resourcefulness of America's men and women in uniform. As General Patton said, wars may be fought by weapons, but they are won by men. Let me add also women, since women are now integrated in most combat and support roles in the military. The legacy of America's veterans is a proud and honorable one. No matter where or when they served in our nation's armed forces, they acted honorably and decently, liberating countries from the hands of brutal dictators. President Reagan said freedom is never more than one generation away from extinction. We didn't pass it to our children in the bloodstream. It must be fought for, protected, and handed on for them to do the same. To all veterans, we say thank you. Thanks for your sacrifices, for your sense of duty, and for your service. And may God bless America. Our nation salutes you, and we who are gathered here today salute you.
Thank you again, Captain Duckworth, for sharing your experience and thoughts with us today. Today, I have the extraordinary privilege to honor 57 new veterans that we will be recognizing on this memorial behind me here. I would like to take a few moments to announce each of the men and women that will be placed here, or that have been placed here. Raymond T. Alice, United States Army. Amy L. Alvarez, United States Marine Corps. Vinny Alvarez, United States Marine Corps. Roy C. Aparicio, United States Air Force. Lawrence M. Aragon, United States Army. Jonathan Ashley, United States Marine Corps. Michael S. Becerra, United States Marines. Stephen Bidd, United States Air Force, United States Marine Corps. Michael Burt, United States Marine Corps. Arthur G. Dessau, United States Navy. Frank E. Doucette, United States Navy. Eldon N. Dye, United States Navy. Wayne E. Ellsworth, United States Navy. Everett A. Evans Sr., United States Navy. Keith L. Felsberg, United States Navy. J. Fragoso, United States Army. David Garcia, United States Marine Corps. Daniel Giddens, United States Air Force. Charles D. Gorley, United States Marine Corps. Andrew Harrell, United States Marine Corps. Terry L. Obbs, United States Air Force. Edgar Usted, United States Army. George A. Ingalls, United States Army. Angel Irizarry, United States Marine Corps. David L. Jones, United States Marine Corps. Jack Kennelly, United States Naval Reserve. Alan Cruz, United States Marine Corps. Michael Burt Lance, United States Marine Corps. Carl Lassie, United States Navy. Lawrence McDougall, United States Army. Nathan M. Merin, United States Army. Richard Marufo, United States Navy. Chester Martin, United States Navy. James W. McCannally, United States Army. Robert Olson, United States Air Force. James J. Pizzola, United States Army Airborne. Donnie R. Porter, United States Army. Edith V. Porter, United States Army. Louis Pravatoni, United States Navy. John Paisior, United States Marines. Gerald Ramekers, United States Marines. A. E. Ransom, United States Army. M. O. Rimmer, United States Navy. Carnell Rogers, United States Army. Nathan Rogers, United States Marine Corps. Mauricio Ruiz, United States Marine Corps. David W. Shipper, United States Navy. Harold Six, United States Navy. Richard E. Stevens, United States Marine Corps. Jeff L. Thompson, United States Marine Corps. Lee Tompkins, United States Army. U.S. Submarine Veterans: Norman Urban, United States Marine Corps. George Wheaton, United States Marine Corps. Michael Whitestar, United States Army. William F. Williams, United States Navy. And Ed Yarborough, United States Navy. In total, there are now 222 names that surround this monument. Thank you to those community members who have participated in our Memorial Brick program. We hope to continue to add new bricks each year to pay tribute to these true heroes that have served in times of peace and war. Let's give them a round of applause. To end today's ceremony, once again, I thank you for joining us today. According to the United States Census Bureau, as of 2014, there are more than 19.3 million military veterans here in the United States. We are eternally grateful to all of them for their service to our country. Your bravery and selflessness will always be remembered. Thank you, and we look forward to hosting this event each and every year in honor of our veterans. Thank you for coming out tonight. Have a great day.